Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. I'm trying something a little bit different today. I realized I hadn't actually tried recording thing on this new tablet laptop combo thing that I had, so I thought, well, I'll do it on this video because I had already recorded some things onto the tablet from an app thing that I had. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just put it all on here and I'm going to see how it goes. So if the sound is bad, I apologize. If the picture is worse, I'm sorry. This is experimentation. I wanted to see how it would go. But anyways, I told y'all I'd try to have something not quite as heavy as last week with all the, talk of insurance and, what would happen to you if you did travel and all that stuff. So today I am talking a little bit about my dad's side of the family, and I recorded some things off the family tree, kind of a review thing of my dad's Irish part of the family, his side that has the Irish on it. And so I hope y'all get something out of it, enjoy a little bit of my family history. And I'm going to quit talking now because the video is a bit long and there's a little bit of a break in there. I accidentally hit something and stopped it in the middle of the thing, so if it's a little jumpy there in the middle, it's because of the fact that I accidentally turned off the recording. So I hope I got everything on there right, and I guess I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye. Okay, now I know it's been a while since we've actually done anything in the family tree, so I thought that I'd do a little bit of review because I know I've discussed these families and these people before, but I thought I needed to do a little bit more in depth this time around, since I'm going to be going and kind of remind everybody who maybe hasn't seen the other videos who they are, and of course why the parts of Ireland that I'm going to are important in the whole scheme of things, why I am bound for Ireland. So let's go back up here. Of course, this is through my Garrett tree, my dad's side of the family. We're going to start going back here until on Margaret Cloud until here we go. I'm just going to go back one more with her because Sophia Ulat was the daughter of Antoine Ulat and Mary Jurette Ulat. Now, I don't have all the facts because I can't read French, so I can't read all the paperwork involved with it, but for some reason, Anton, and I know for certain Sophia, ended up in Londonderry, Ireland. I'm going to pull up his here right fast to show y'all. See, he was born in Paris, France, but when you get down here to his death, it says Ireland. And I know from some of the other things that I have seen and read that it was actually Londonderry, Ireland is where he died. Now, like I said, I know him and Sophia, but I don't know what happened. Go back up here. Trying to find. On summary it says, when Antoine Ulat was born in 1616 in Paris, France, his father, and mother and all this, his birth and stuff. His dad passed away, his mother passed away, birth of his daughter. His wife died after he did, but I know his wife came back to France and died in France. Now, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with this, And since I can't read French, then I don't know what's going on. But I know Antoine and Sophia, at least, were in Londonderry. Because, of course, that's where Sophia met John Cloud, and they got married at. Now, Maria, she went back to Paris at some point, or she was in Paris at some point, because that's where it has her listed as dying. I'm going to pull her up right fast to show y'all. Yeah, Marie. I said Marie. It's Marie. Marie Julie Girat Dumont. Boy, is that a name for you. But if you come down to her death, see down there it says she was 51 years old and died in Paris, Les Deux, France. Excuse my horrible French accent. I can't do French very well. So, I mean, it just, like I said, I don't know if Marie came with Antoine and Sophia, and she stayed there with Sophia after Antoine died, and then when Sophia and John came to America, she went back to Paris. I don't know, but I know that Antoine is buried in Ireland, because of course you saw that he died, and back then it was too hard to move a body, and so wherever they died, they just would leave that person there. I mean, who wants to? They didn't have the places like they do now where you could embalm someone. Someone died, they'd start stinking pretty fast. You just basically, they die, you put them in the ground. So anyway, so he died when Sophia was 10, and I know at some point, of course, Sophia was in Londonderry because she and John had, my grandfather James, who, if we go up one more here, had James Cloud in Londonderry, Ireland, and that they were there during the siege. So like I said, I don't know if Marie, went back home at some point, maybe when John and Sophia got married, she left, or just what. But it happened in 1674, so, who knows? She might have gone home to, visit family and passed away there, or maybe Antoine just took Sophia and took off and went to Londonderry. I'm going to have to see if I can find someone that can help me find out, passenger lists. That's what I was trying to think of. See if there's a passenger list somewhere for all three of them, or if it's just Antoine and Sophia. I haven't figured out yet if she had any siblings, because, once again, I can't read French. I barely, was able to make out the fact that basically Antoine and Marie were her parents. So, like I said, that's going to be something that I would need more help with than what I can get right now. So, we have Antoine being buried in Ireland. We have Sophia and John at least getting married in Ireland. Because John, I'm going to pull him up right fast. John, it shows that, see, right there it says John Cloud was born 1654 in Scotland. So he was Scottish. So we have a Scottish man and a French woman who somehow end up in Ireland and end up married. Okay, so like I said, they were in Londonderry, or actually, I keep saying Londonderry, as I have found out since, several months ago, that the Irish actually don't like it being called Londonderry. Derry is pretty much what they like being called, so I need to change my frame of thinking and start calling it Derry. Even, like I said, even though all official records list it as Londonderry. So anyways, like I said, we have The two of them married, and they had 3 sons. They had James and his 2 brothers, because I have seen the records where James was in America, and he had 2 brothers listed. One of them just completely disappeared without a trace, and the other one, I think he got married, if I remember right, but he didn't. There wasn't really a whole lot said about him. So, like I said, I know James was like maybe. I know he was 10 when the siege happened, or around 10, and he was like in his teens or something like that by the time that they got to America. Also, right fast, go back to Sophia. Go down here to the very bottom. See, it shows when she died, she was in North Carolina. Tyrell, North Carolina specifically. So, like I said, the whole family, they just did a quick stopover in Ireland, but still, they were there. So, if you go sideways on this and look, there's some other people here that are in Ireland also, in the same city at the same time. We're going to come over here to Patrick Hay, who I did a thing on him some time back. And just a little side note, I have a friend that I went to school with. I asked her, because her last name is Hay, I asked her if anybody in her family did genealogy. Come to find out, her father-in-law did. And I started talking to him, and we started comparing notes. And come to find out, I'm related to my friend's husband's family. This Hay here, Patrick Hay, basically is the same one as connected with them. So it's like, I found an American cousin from Ireland living in the same town as me. So I thought that was just so incredibly funny, but it was still so very cool. But anyways, Patrick Hay shows here, see, he was born in Londonderry, Northern Ireland. And if you go all the way down, shows down there Londonderry, which of course is the town of Derry, Ireland. So he was like 73 years old. He lived his whole entire life in the town. His father was Scottish. Okay, go back up here a little bit. See, it shows his daughter. Says his daughter Griselle Grace was born in Antrim, which is a town. In our modern terms, it would take about 2 hours to drive from Derry to Antrim. Back then it would probably take a couple of days to get there, because a lot of people probably were either on foot, or they might, actually have like a pony cart of some kind, to get back and forth. But he and his wife had a daughter in Antrim. So it's like he went from Derry to Antrim and then came back to Derry. So, like I said, we have a daughter in Antrim. But before I go further, look at Patrick's wife. Pull her up. See, once again, Catherine Gillis was born in Londonderry, Northern Ireland. So, we have two people. Who knows? They might have grown up across the street from each other. Who knows? But at some point they ended up in Antrim. That's where Grisella was born. And this is what's really funny. When I land in Ireland, I'm going to be landing at the Belfast International Airport. The town that's right out, it's the airport, it's like several miles away from Belfast. Even though it's Belfast International, it's several miles away. Its nearest town is actually Antrim. So it's like I'm going to end up going through Antrim anyways. So it's like I'm going to do a quick stop off there, since that's actually going to be my first place I'll get to stop. But I'll do a fast stop off there, do a little bit of filming, and see where 7th great grandmother Catherine was born at. Now we're going, since we're on this side anyways, we're going to look at John Campbell, because Campbells are actually pretty prominent there in Ireland. So even though I haven't been able to find much information for John, we do know he was born in Derry, and that pull all the way too far. He was born there, but he ended up dying in Virginia. You know, I guess that he went over there with his daughter, because I know if you look down there, the Clouds and the Campbells do intermarry, you know, down there a little bit further. So, like I said, the Campbells, if I go there, there will probably be Campbells there. You know, that it's a very, very, very good possibility. So if I meet someone on the street and their last name is Campbell, I'm going to be looking at them going, you know, there's a possibility you and I might be related. But anyways, yeah, so he ended up coming to America and died in Virginia. I'm just going to go back to Grizella here. Don't you love that name? Isn't that like the craziest name? Let's see. They had quite a few kids there. Yeah, she came to Virginia also. So John Campbell and Grizella Hay came to America, you know, and both of them ended up dying in Virginia. Now, I know Grizella probably had at least one brother, because, you know, unless, of course, like I said, unless she was their only child, and Patrick had, let's say, older brothers that had sons, or maybe some of his uncles had sons, you know, that were still back there in Scotland. So, anyways, Patrick, I didn't get a chance to really talk with my friend's father-in-law to find out anything more, but at least there is a connection going back there. Like I said, it took about 400 years going back to find it, but I do have relatives. So anyways, like I said, John and Grizella. Let's take a look at Margaret here, just to, you know, keep everything on the up and up. And where is she born? Okay, now this one, like I said, Grizella was born in Antrim. Her parents were both from London, or from Derry. She met her husband, who was born in Derry, but yet they go here to Drumboden, Kilmacheran, Donegal, Ulster, Ireland. Oh my word, I am so afraid that I butchered those first two words. Those are not ones that roll off the tongue with ease. But, so anyways, they went, if I remember right, I think that town's a little bit more to the west of Derry. So they ended up a little bit more west. They have Margaret, and somehow they end up in America. Let's see, since I got Margaret here, let's go ahead and go down to, let's see. Yeah, her parents died in America, had at least some siblings that died here. Oh, excuse me. Got a little irritant in my nose there. And she died in America also. So, yeah, they you know, I figured she would have, because when she married David, David was actually born in America. So, you know, like I said, that's Virginia. I'm going to go over to her husband, David, right fast, pull him up. And see, he is born, says Ulster, Ireland, or Pennsylvania. But the thing is, it's going to be Pennsylvania, because in some of the history that I read on James Cloud, like I said, he was like 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that, when he came to America. Okay, so unless he had gone back over there to visit someone and had met up, you know, well, of course, actually, Margaret Reed, I'll show her in a moment, showed that she was American born and, of course, died in America. But, unless they went over, David went over there and found, someone, most likely David was born here in America. The Ulster, Ireland, like I said, that's something I'm really not sold on. But his mother was American. Full, complete, 100% American. Chester, Delaware, Pennsylvania. So, like I said, she married an Irishman, and they had a boy who ended up marrying an Irish woman. So, I just, like I said, I love that connection because right here, John Cloud, Sophia Olot, Patrick Hay, Catherine Gillis, James Cloud, John Campbell, Grisella Hay, they were probably all in Derry at the same time. That's 4 lines of my family right there in Ireland at the same time. So that's pretty awesome when you stop and think about it and think about that all 4 of these end up at some point coming together, and it's like 3 generations later, because this is basically John and Sophia's grandson and Patrick and Catherine's granddaughter who get married. So I mean, it's like 20 some odd years down the road, and here in America, all of a sudden, I could just see, oh, hey, it's the Clouds. Oh, look, it's the Campbells. How are y'all doing? And they start talking, and next thing you know, their kids are meeting each other, going, you know what, you're kind of cute. And the other one's like, yeah, you're kind of cute too. And they get married. I love that. That's too good. So, like I said, Donegal it wasn't someplace that I found until after I had all my planned trips settled, so it's not someplace that I am going to be visiting, but Londonderry Derry and Antrim are definitely 2 places that I will be visiting on my trip. Now, let's see, I gotta come back down here, because I'm going to show you another branch of the family. This is still on my dad's side, but instead of his dad's dad, it's my dad's mother's side, because she's got Irish roots too. We're going to go up through Mary Wilson, and we're going to have to go back here a ways. Back a little bit further. There we are. Gotta go all the way back here. Now, like I said, this is still my dad's side of the family. Instead of my dad's dad, this is my dad's mother's side. John N. Cook IV is where we're going to go to. Give me a moment to get pulled up. Now, he was born in England. North Leach, Cotswold District, Gloucester, England. Oh my word. These foreign names are really wearing on you trying to get them all said. But yeah, so he was born in England, but if we come down here a ways, gotta come down, his death. He died in Cookstown, which is in Tyrone County, Northern Ireland. So, he actually died in an Irish town. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up his wife to show you that, look at that, she was born in Ireland also. For Manna Londonderry, that's like another town in the county of Londonderry. Derry is the town, and it's like Londonderry is the county, or a district, or however they list it. But yeah, for Mana is like another area there, so I haven't actually looked it up to see exactly where it's at, but she wasn't too far away from Londonderry. So yeah, she was Irish born. She met John and they got married. Now, if you notice something, I'm going to go back to him right fast. Uh, See, he is John Nicholas Cook, and he died in Cookstown. I actually, when I saw that, I actually did a little bit of research on it, and Cookstown was founded about 100 years before. I'll have to see if I can find the information on that and maybe do a piece on the different cities I'll be visiting. But Cookstown is actually founded by a man named Cook. Um, I think he's either an uncle or a cousin. It's been hard finding information on him, but what I do know is that he had been a lawyer who had been in the Northern Ireland area and was helping them set up their court system. Um, you know, I think he ended up being a judge at one point, if I remember what I read. It's been a little bit since I've looked at it, but yeah. So he was basically in Northern Ireland. He bought some acreage. He had done such a good job that someone sold him some acreage, and then he got dumb and handed the running of it off to someone else so he could go back and become, a better lawyer and take care of all the lawyers or all the legal stuff that he was dealing with. And the person that he hired ran the town into the ground. In fact, it got so bad that the people revolted and burnt the original town down. Now, here's another little interesting thing, and I've actually been able to find the connections on it. The town, after, Cook... sorry about that break. I forgot to move the screen a little bit, and so my computer died. You know, that inactivity thing? It shut everything down for a second. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'll try and keep things running. So anyways, like I said, Cook the lawyer, he basically sold the piece of property off, and the new person who bought it, and like I said, it's been a while since I looked at it, so I don't have all the information. He hired a young architect to come in whose last name was Nash. Now, I started doing research. He was born in London. Like I said, I'll pull all that up later. He was born in London, but he actually did work in the area where some of my Nash ancestors came from. So, why would he go to an area, that is like, half of the island away if he didn't have a family connection there? So like I said, I had kind of almost like a double family connection there, because I feel pretty certain I'd have to do some research. I think that he might have been, like I said, related through like John N. Cook Jr. I don't know if it was a brother or if it was a cousin of his, but if I can get some more research done, I'd definitely love to find out. But like I said, he ends up in Cookstown, like, nearly 100 years after it's founded, and dies there. I can't help but feel that there has to be a family connection. I mean, that some way, somehow, one way or another, that Cookstown and the man who founded it are related to the Cook part of my family. I just got to figure out how. And the fact that I have another cousin who helped to build the second city that was there that still stands, that's kind of like almost a double thing there. But anyways, that was just, like I said, that's just my dad's side. My mother's side won't be as long, but I'm going to do that at another time. I just want to do, Daddy's family and Daddy's connection with Ireland and the different families. Like I said, I'll do more on the towns later, do a little more about the different ones and why I'm going there. But anyways, that's it for right now. I'll go back to the other part. Alright, so there we have it. We have my dad's part of the family, the relatives, all the connections, who was where and what, and it's just, like I said, it's part of family history. It's part of who made you you, and I really kind of like the fact that there's like a couple relatives here and a couple relatives here, and they end up coming down, and within the time of their grandkids, there's a marriage in the family, which of course produced another relative that became another one of my grand, parents back there, many times grandparents. So, I thought it's kind of interesting, seeing how everybody connects up and how everybody, fits with each other. So, but yeah, those are a few places that I plan on visiting on my trip. So, in a little over 2 months now, I will be in Ireland. I will be visiting those places, and hopefully I'll have some pretty good videos for y'all. So until then, I will talk to y'all later, and I hope y'all have a great week. Bye.